England going to the Super Bowl?
Oh, man. Sure looks like they're going to have the 1 seed.
Yeah, agreed.
Which would give them 2 potential home games to get to said Super Bowl. I'm looking at their closing schedule. It's ranked 2nd easiest. I'm looking at the Colts' closing schedule. It's 2nd toughest. You guys, the Denver Broncos, have to deal with Mahomes twice now.
Yep.
This Sunday and then, what is it, Christmas night, I think it is. So I love their chances of having potentially the 2 home games, but I still believe, even after what I saw last night, I believe Mahomes could go in there and knock him off. I believe Josh Allen could go in there and knock him off. I believe that Danny Dimes and the Colts, Indiana Jones and the Colts could go in there and knock him off at Foxborough. I believe in that head coach that we just saw because he is in charge. And I believe in that number 1 receiver that you picked because he is cooking, man. And I believe in that number 1 corner on the other side because he just might be the best in the game, especially with Surtain down right now. And I believe in that defense against the run because they are number 1 in the NFL against the run, and I think that will carry them as far as it can carry them. I'm just not sold on this still young quarterback being battle-tested enough to beat Mahomes or Josh Allen or even Danny Dimes in a playoff game. Not enough scar tissue. I know he's playing right now with this sort of effortless calm that just stuns me to watch him because he's just in this serene bubble right now. But I'm not going to read that much into what I saw at Tampa because that defense is really flawed. And Baker doesn't have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's out again this week against Buffalo. I'm just still not sure he's that guy. If he's Tom Brady, if he's reincarnated, they're going to go win the Super Bowl because it's set up right. He's got everything he needs to go win the Super Bowl. But I'm not buying because Vegas isn't buying because Vegas has them 11th in Super Bowl odds, 4th in the AFC in Super Bowl odds, even though they've got the clearest path. So I'm not sold yet, and even after I saw last night, it's just the Jets without Quinnen and Sauce. I just can't read that much into what I saw.
And we know you like Vegas. You gonna ride with Vegas, right, Skip?
Well, 11.
How much are they worth, though?
Who, Vegas?
Yeah, they be making money for a reason.
Yeah, they know. Skip, that's
Well,
Skip
now-
been in it for a long time, so
Now
you know who to
you're
ride with.
becoming Vegas, right?
Hey, shit, I'm something like it.
Yeah.
But I think they got a shot. I feel like you, Skip. I think they got a real legit shot because of the schedule, because of the way they play on offense, the way they play on defense, and shit. Drake Maye, he playing his ass off, man. He working that fucking pocket. He is accurate as shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the touch he put on balls, the fire he put on balls, his deep balls, man. He look real good right now. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely have a shot, man. And Foxborough is so tough to play there. So they definitely have a shot, but...
And why do you say that? Just because it gets cold?
It get cold, that wind get the gusting, and it's just an amazing atmosphere. Their crowd is really into the game. The Cowboys Stadium got a huge crowd, but they got more like a, a quiet, it's quieter in that.
They do.
It's like a preppy kind of crowd.
Social event.
A social event.
Yeah.
Foxborough,
It's a football
they
game.
come in there to watch the fucking game. It's a college type vibe.
Yeah.
It get loud as shit there, and that atmosphere is crazy. But like you said, Skip, I just don't know if they can knock off the top dogs, man. I don't know if they can knock off the top dogs, even if they're at home. So I love what they're doing. They look like they get better every week. Their run game is middle of the pack, but it look like it's better every week.
Oh, Travion's, boy, good.
Exactly.
Good.
He's on fire.
I just can't pick them to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC. With all that being said, I still just don't want to pick them. Maybe because I'm feeling like Vegas, Skip. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the Vegas in me.
Yeah, you got a lot of Vegas.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, those home games too in New England, man. When everyone's got the different colored ponchos on and it's cold and
It's
raining
crazy.
and wet and
Plus,
yeah,
I
man.
think those people are a little crazy.
They are.
They are
That's what they
crazy.
got.
That's how I want my football fans.
Foxborough.
I want my football fans crazy.
That's
and
all they
locked
got.
into every single home game. Yeah, I'm with both of you guys. I don't know if I can quite say they're going to the Super Bowl, but I will say they are legit Super Bowl contenders, and I agree. I think they finish in first place at the AFC at the end of the year. I really do. They're 9-2 right now. They're on an 8-game winning streak. And these last 6 games, they could potentially win all 6 of them and finish at 15-2. I really think so.
That won't be a good thing for them, I don't think.
You getting the number 1 seed?
Just winning, that'll be 14 games in a row.
Winning streak? You're saying because of
You do not want to go into the playoffs on a 14-game win streak.
Really?
I promise you that.
Why?
Fuck no.
You got comfortable?
It's just streaks are meant to be broken. So you don't want to go into the playoffs on a 14-game win streak. It's just a.
Even if they're playing their best football when you're supposed to get hot in November,
because
December,
if you play,
going into the
if you're playing
playoffs?
that good, you're bound to have a game where the ball just wrong tip ball pick. It's bound to happen. And if it ain't happening in 14 games.
But why would you? So 14, what makes you think it would happen in 15, 16, and 17 if they can't keep it up?
I'm just saying.
All right.
It's just
Denver,
not a good feeling.
Denver's,
It's like the Patriots went undefeated into the play. Pop. It's like, it's tough, man. It's tough. You want to get them late losses out, win you like 2-3 straight, start the playoffs, man. I feel like that's the fun.
right.
But didn't the Chiefs last year have like a crazy streak going in?
The Chiefs, they ain't win the Super Bowl neither. They had that game where they just couldn't do shit in the chip. That game came to the Chiefs, and they just couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
Like Kenzie just proved that point.
I feel like there's something to be said though when you're that hot and you're winning games. I don't feel like teams
They
that
still made it.
get in a rhythm like that think, man, I hope we don't lose one. I think they think we're unbeatable for good reasons and we're playing with a lot of confidence like
I agree.
New England is right
That's
now.
what you think, but if you're on a 14-game win streak, that means a lot of shit just went right for 14 weeks straight. It's bound to go left.
I don't know,
It's
man.
football.
I hear what you're saying, but they got a top 10 offense right now.
But it's
Drake
the shit
Maye's
that you
playing-
can't control. It's the shit that I go throw a ball, little hand, tip it up, pick. It's those
Right
kind
now,
of
man,
plays.
Drake Maye, we'll talk about it in a minute, but his pocket movement and his presence and his eye discipline and all these things, when you're doing things right, good things happen. You know that in
know
football.
that.
There's going to be a tip ball. There's going to be a drop. There might be a tip ball or a mistake or someone drops or is cold. Whatever happens, sure. But at the end of the day, if you're doing the right things consistently, then you eliminate some of those lucky breaks or unlucky breaks
Yeah, you do.
as you're calling it. And looking at their offense, they're top 10 right now. On the offensive side of the ball, Stephon Diggs is balling. He's got a really good supporting cast. I know they gave him a hard time for not going out and getting some guys around him, but Kayshon Boutte, I know he's been injured, but he should be back soon. Mac Hollins has been a steal, really, for them. He's playing some good football. Hunter Henry's a really good tight end.
He is.
And then you look at the run game. I'm on board with that, too. Travion Henderson, the rookie out of Ohio State, he is playing some damn good football right now.
is.
He's going to be a good player for a long time. I really
After
believe
those
that.
fans wanted to run him out of town.
And well, they did early on, but you've got to go through your lumps as a rookie, and you got to figure some things out. But
Get them touches.
as you get more touches, you get better and you get more confidence. And now Josh McDaniels has confidence in him. He's going to give him the football. And that's why last night he has 3 touchdowns. He has 2 rushing, 1 receiving. And we're calling plays in the red zone as Josh McDaniels with Stephon Diggs on your left side or Travion on your left and Diggs on the right. And we're doing switch formation corners and down in the red zone where our primary target is Henderson because we trust him.
and nobody covered him.
Well, you know why though, Skip, is because they had a stack on the left side.
Yep.
You see the Jets, they get up quick. They're going, hey, check, check, check. They check to a red 4, which is quarters down there. By the time they figure out what's happening, you have 2 crossers going away, taking the safety out. And the opposite safety, you put the corner in a bind. Diggs going to the flat. Henderson does a little switch release corner. You can tell, too, Drake Maye running off the field looking at Josh going thumbs up like, yeah, that shit worked. You cooked right there, man. That's a good play call.
It is the Jets, though. You got
It
it.
is the Jets, but at the end of the day, you still got to go out and execute at a high level regardless of your opponent. But the reason I really like the Patriots is because of that defense right now. That is a top 5 defense. And more importantly, they're number 1 in the NFL in run defense. And late in the season, you've got to be able to run the football. And if you're playing a team that can stop the run, it makes it so difficult on an opposing offense in those cold weather games in December. When you get in the playoffs, especially if you get a home game, teams want to come in and run the football to eliminate some of the crowd noise for your quarterback. They're just playing physical. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. And then look at their schedule. They go at Cincinnati. I think they can win that one.
Yeah.
Home against the Giants. I think they can win that one.
Now
Then
I
they
got
have
issues with you because you think they can win the next 2.
I think they can win the next 6.
I know, but I'm just saying the next 2 are Buffalo at home and then at New England.
You're saying after these?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But they get 2 weeks to prepare for Buffalo to get
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
And they have a home game. They already beat them once, and then they go to Baltimore. It's a tough place to play. I get it.
They'll lose that game.
You think they're going to
Yes,
lose Baltimore?
they will.
You think they lose the Buffalo game?
Yep.
I do too. I just think Buffalo will get even with them.
Okay. So you.
But I think they still get the number 1 seed.
going.
Dude.
So then, because then they win the next 2 are going to be at Jets and then home against Miami. So you're saying they go 4-2 over these next 6 games?
That'd be 13-4.
13-4. You think 13-4 is good enough for the number 1 seed?
It well might be, depending on can your Broncos again, they're sitting at 8-2, so they're a half game back at 9-2,
Yeah.
right?
I wouldn't mind the Broncos dropping one. Not this one.
Okay.
But in the future, get the streak over, man. I'm just not a fan of streaks.
Okay.
Don't go into the tournament on a streak, man.
Yeah.
Not no 14 game, 10. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Get it out the way.
Yeah. I will say, I was very impressed and found it very significant that Coach Vrabel, we just saw, came out of the locker room after that and came all the way out and did the Amazon Prime post game where he sat out on the set with Drake Maye.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever seen a coach come out there in all the years that they've had it, because coaches do the interview in the locker room, you know, in the media room, and they don't come out there. I think he's loving this, and I think he wanted to seize the opportunity to brag a little bit about who they are and what they've accomplished, because he wants Tennessee to know you screwed up when you sent me out, right? Because they fired him, and he was 54-45 there. You know, I thought he did a lot of great things there, and remember, he sent Brady to Tampa, right? In that last New England playoff game. So they had the Chiefs down in the AFC Championship game. Remember, they had them down 17-7 and then just fell apart. They had a chance to go up 24-7. So he is feeling himself in a good way right now.
Well, 51% of the chat thinks the Patriots can go to the Super Bowl or will go to the Super Bowl. So
Will
that's
go,
a
okay.
lot. 51.
Cody, you part of that 57, right?
I'm part of that.
They going?
51.
The what?
You part of that 57 that say they going, right?
Yeah, I got my phone over here. I just sneak a little.
Yeah. Cody voted 100 times.
Hey man, I'm buying in. I think
Cody made the chat believe.
to your point. But to your point, look, I didn't say they're going to the Super Bowl. I need to see what they do in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I agree, but I think they're going to put themselves in a great position. And I'm opposite of you. If you can go on a streak, man, and you're winning football games, I don't think it's, shit, I hope something bad doesn't happen. I think it's, man, we got a lot of confidence. We can go in there. We've been battle tested. We can handle these situations and still come out on
I don't
top.
think it's, something bad might happen. I don't think it's like that neither. You go in confident and shit. And
You're
then
saying overconfident.
It's just shit happens. It's football. Like, it's never going to be perfect. It might be perfect for 14 weeks, and then you just have a game like the Chiefs had in the Super Bowl, where nothing is going right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did you guys do in 2015 down the stretch? Do you remember?
Lost week 13 and 14.
Okay.
Won 15, won 16. Ended on a nice little 5-game, 6-game win streak.
Did you have a bye? Do you remember?
First round bye?
Yep. Okay.
Number 1 seed, all home games.
All right, I do want to look at Drake Maye a little bit because he's 23 years old. That is insane. And I'm going to read off some numbers, okay? But just because this is the first time in NFL history somebody's done this. So let's look at it. Right now, he is leading the league in passing yards. He has 2,800. But in this man's 11 starts this season, he has over 2,500 passing yards, over 250 rushing touchdowns, over 20 touchdowns, and over 70-point completion percentage, okay? So no other QB in NFL history has put up those numbers over a span of 11 starts in a single regular season. So, Cody, our quarterback over here, after what you saw last night, do you give Drake Maye a better chance of winning MVP?
I do.
Okay.
I really do. Now, I'll say this. I don't think a Thursday night win against the 2-8 Jets is going to skyrocket you to the top of the MVP race. I understand that. But if you want to win MVP, what do? You have to keep stacking good performances on top of each other, regardless of who you're playing. And that's what Drake Maye is doing right now. Now, when it comes to this MVP race, where I think Drake Maye can really win it is those 2 games we talked about, Skip. Week 15, they played Buffalo at home.
Yep.
That game could potentially be to win the AFC East. They haven't done that. New England hasn't done that since 2019. That was Tom Brady's last year. That was actually the year that I was there with Tom.
Yep.
Since then, it's been Buffalo every single year. If he can make a statement in that game and clinch the AFC East, I think that puts him at the top of the MVP race. And then if he follows it up the following week at Baltimore. Now, that won't have anything to do with the division, but overall, it'll have a big thing to do with their conference. If they can win that game, I think that'll solidify him the number 1 seed in the AFC. I really do, regardless of what happens those last 2 games. And it could potentially give you a chance to rest your starters against either the Jets or Miami, which is important. You want to stay in a rhythm, and then you get the bye and all of that. But if you can rest your starters and get healthy at the end of the year, sometimes that can help a young football team. With that being said, though, When I go back and watch the tape of Drake Maye, regardless of who the opponent is, he's playing some high-level football, man.
He is.
Really is. He's calm, cool, and collected in the pocket.
Very calm.
Never gets rattled. He's going through progression. He has great eye discipline. When I say great eye discipline, it means for a young quarterback, it's rare to see when they know to go 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 instead of panicking when things happen and go 1 to 3 to back to eyes down to take off and run. He never gets rattled. He stays in rhythm, has a great arm, can throw the deep ball, can throw the underneath routes, very accurate. But the thing I think that he's doing the best right now and impresses me the most is his pocket presence. You see multiple times on film when shit starts to hit the fan and bullets are flying, he doesn't try to escape right away and put himself in a bad position. He helps his tackles, he gets to his spot in the pocket, and then he steps up. And I flash back to the game last night. When I was watching the film again this morning, there's 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. You see Diggs motion across. They get in a 2-by-2 formation. They're condensed on the right side with Mac Hollins. He's going to run a snag route. When you have a condensed route as a DB, what are you thinking? Maybe a crosser's coming. He's getting across the field. Sells the cross, comes back to the flat. On the other side, you have an over route by Diggs, and then you have a backside in cut by your X. What Drake Maye does a great job of is they're selling a counter fake. He's going to show left, fake it over the top to Henderson. You have pressure on the outside. A lot of quarterbacks, especially in year 2 in that situation, are going to panic, try to backpedal, and just duck down and take the sack. What he does is he steps through, but he also rips through. Why is that important? Because when you have a defensive end rushing by, they're going to try to swipe at the football if they know they can't make the play. He understands that I can rip through, protect the ball, bring it to my left chest plate, reset, keep my eyes on field, downfield, and find the over route to Stephon Diggs. That is high-level stuff because if he takes a sack right there, now we're looking at 3rd and 18, the drive's over. Instead, steps up, 21-yard gain. 3 plays later, we throw that switch release corner to Travion Henderson in the back of the end zone. That is just things that you don't expect to see over and over from a year 2 quarterback. You mentioned the numbers. He's leading the NFL in passing yards. He's 2nd in touchdowns, 2nd in completion percentage, 4th in QBR right now, Skip. I know there's a lot of factors in why he's playing good football or why the New England Patriots are winning games, but it starts with number 10 at quarterback right now. He's doing some damn good things, and I think if he can keep it up, I still have Jonathan Taylor at 1 for the MVP race, but Stafford and Maye are right on his heels right now.
Okay, so will he or won't he? Gut feeling.
You're saying will he by the end of the year win the MVP?
Yeah.
If Jonathan Taylor keeps doing what he's doing, I don't think he can. I don't think anyone should overtake
But all
him.
that
It's
being
a no.
said, it's a no.
It's a no.
Yeah.
No, you said no. The question wasn't no. The question was, did he help his chances
Better
last night
chance.
in the MVP race? It wasn't who's winning MVP.
Oh,
If I
okay.
voted today, I'd vote for Jonathan Taylor.
And you've been firm on that.
Yeah, I've been for Jonathan Taylor,
Me
but I'm
too.
telling you why
I
he
think
could
I
potentially
think
get there.
Cody hit it on the head. You know what I'm saying? He talked about all the good shit that he doing, but at the end of the day, it's about them numbers, right? He got 20 touchdowns, 5 picks. Stafford got 25 touchdowns, 2 picks. Stafford is better. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So I put him at 3rd. I think JT, then Stafford. That's my order. Then Maye is right there at 3rd. But
I can hear that.
you've been at 3rd before last night's game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really feel like – I feel like if he increased his chances, you pass up JT or you pass up Stafford. He didn't do that.
But just like the boy said, after those 2 pivotal games, if he wins those, how would you feel?
Well, if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. So I don't know.
We'll find out. Come back on the couch after that.
We talking about just what he did last night. He didn't really increase his stock because JT is still ahead of him. Stafford is still ahead
I
of
agree.
him.
So I agree with that.
Yeah.
And you don't think they're going to win those 2 games?
I don't think they'll win both of them.
Yep. I don't think they're going to win either one of them.
Really?
And I'm with the Keeb. I still have him 3rd, but I'm going to give you this. He's passing the eye test for a lot of voters right now because it was a Thursday night solo stage, so a lot of people tune in and watch this.
Yeah.
And he's like, to me, creepy, serene in the pocket. I don't think I've ever seen any quarterback. I mean, name them.
Slow and under control.
It's just
And
like,
23.
yeah, but he's just in this
You know what
very
it's
effortless, sort of
quiet feet,
calm and rhythm, like he's in
Yeah.
this
What
you
bubble.
want.
Like I want to like slap him and say, do you know where you are, man? Do you know what you're doing? Wake up!
At 23 years
Yeah.
old in year 2 also, which is extremely
Right.
impressive.
And he's the flip side. He's the un-Bo Nix because Bo is like the most hyperactive I've ever seen. You know, he's Red Bull Bo. He's just, you know, it's all over the place. And yet with this kid, the offense almost seems in slow motion, but it's good motion, man, because he keeps finding the right guy.
Yeah.
But this is what you didn't get to see last night. He just got sacked 1 time. you realize he's right there. He's close with Cam Ward on getting sacked.
He
He's second most sacked quarterback because you stand creepy serene back there and you wait, and all of a sudden you're going down.
Yeah.
And he is more athletic than I saw at Carolina. So he can, I don't know if he has great escape quickness, but when he does break free, he can run.
Yeah.
And he's big, and he's got a little bit of Josh in him, just a little bit, but not that athletic. But my point is, to your point, Matthew Stafford is having like an all-time year.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about it pretty soon here, pretty quick. But they have a huge home game against a team that has won 10 straight road games. Well, if Matt Stafford does what I think he's going to do and rises and shines, then I think by Sunday evening we'll all be saying, well, it's Matt Stafford. But again, I take nothing away from Jonathan Taylor. I just told you I have Matt number one right now. But bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, you're sneezing at Matt Stafford, right? You're sneezing at my argument,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
So
like,
you're
no, not in my
Stafford, JT, Drake. right now is your
Yes,
first
yes.
three. Okay.
And I take nothing away from Drake, but he's another one of those young quarterbacks who fell into the perfect situation with the perfect play caller / quarterback whisperer. Because Josh is just the best. Was Josh there when you were there?
McDaniels,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
The way he breaks
Hey,
down,
isn't
it's
he great?
unbelievable.
And he just
install the
Yeah, and
better
don't,
than anyone I've ever been.
And don't underestimate what he did for Tom, because he Tom was at his greatest with Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has taken Drake Maye and put him in the perfect spot against a pretty soft schedule. I don't care what you say. It's been by NFL standards, this is a soft schedule.
Oh, I don't disagree
Yeah,
with that.
yeah.
I didn't
Right?
dispute that.
Okay, so they shocked Buffalo. They went to Buffalo on a Sunday night. I don't think Buffalo saw them coming, and Buffalo's defense is gettable because they're third worst against stopping the run. And Josh rises to the occasion. If you tell Josh, oh, you're playing Lamar Jackson, he's like, oh, okay, watch this. Oh, Patrick Mahomes is coming to town. And Josh says, oh, watch this. Drake Maye's coming to town? I don't really care.
But not this next one though, right?
This next one, Drake.
Yeah.
Now it's,
Feel like,
we're
oh,
going to
you-
see Drake
you the
Maye.
MVP?
Okay,
All right.
now you got his attention. Now
Exactly.
let's see what happens when because that's going to be a whole different ball game. But I love what the team is doing more than I love what the quarterback is doing right now. And I just can't go MVP, but I think a lot of people, this is it's getting to be a runaway train, because he is, speaking of Las Vegas, they love him to win the MVP. He wouldn't be mine, but he is the world's MVP.
And you said he fell into a great position,
Yeah.
but he didn't last year as a rookie.
No.
And he had to go through those lumps and bumps.
Okay,
I know he had
but
15
that-
touchdowns, 10 interceptions, but
that was good.
he was a building block to go out and invest in Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, Vrabel's an unbelievable hire, but I think the McDaniels hire is probably more important because of what you just did for your young quarterback you invested in.
And more, I look at Stephon Diggs. What he did for Josh, you can't underestimate, man. That Josh hadn't been. I know he won the MVP, but as a football team, in impact, they miss him, man.
Yeah.
They miss
Big time.
his energy and his juice and his.
He a guy. I keep saying
He's
it.
a guy.
Guys, he a guy out there. He gonna make plays.
He's a guy. If
Don't get
you're on Wednesday, if you're getting ready to play Stephon and you know you're going to have him much of the time, you're like, oh yeah,
Yep.
this
It's gonna be a long day.
It's going to be a long day, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of with you, Skip. I'm not a fan of the Rams, obviously, but after 17 years in the league, I think Matt, he deserves an MVP.
At 37,
17 years in the league.
And just to clarify, like that, I was hyping up Drake Maye from what I've seen on film.
Yeah.
I'm still JT, Stafford, Maye is right on their heels. I agree
Yeah.
with that. But I think if Maye can keep it up, and if he balls out against Buffalo and clinches the division, and then he goes and plays Lamar the next week, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and balls out at Baltimore and wins that game and potentially clinches #1 seed, you have to at least consider him for a first place vote.
I mean, you could say the same shit about Matt Stafford though.
You could, 100%.
Yeah.
But these are all ifs again, like you said, man. If. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, let's kind of get into that a little bit. But first, I want to talk about the Seahawks.